Good morning, everybody. This is Dr. C. An interesting topic is in the wind today, and I thought I would see if we would chat about it just a little bit. One of my mentors, Steve Farber, I don't know if you know his work, but he's the Love is Just Damn Good Business, and he's amazing in there. But we're all seeming to talk about, and I'm editing a textbook at the moment as well, about whether leaders are good, are born or made. So I want you to think about this because here's what I think the argument often misses. What if somebody doesn't know? What if Michael Jordan had never picked up a basketball? What if Mozart had never heard his first piece of music that made him want to play and knew that there was magic in these their fingers? What if he didn't know? So we all have things that we're better at, things we're really good at, but what if we don't know because we've never tried? So here's my point. Michael Jordan wouldn't have known until he was playing hoops with his friends to realize that suddenly he had a gift. Where it came from, how it came up, how it was nurtured, all came as a result of seeing this raw talent. But if he would have never picked up the ball, people wouldn't have known. If he never had a family that would have nurtured it, paid for lessons, get him coaching, all of gosh, do you know the story about Michael Jordan that he was actually dismissed from college because they was thought he wasn't good enough, and he turns out to be one of the greatest players of all time. So this is where I want you to think about some reflection today. What do you know that you're good at, and how do you know that you're good at it? What made you decide to pick up that basketball, to pick up that pen, to pick up that scientist, to pick up that driver, maybe a race car driver, or maybe, I love to kayak. Will I ever be good at it? No. But I'm better at it every time. I'm not going to be in the pros and no Olympics for me. If you look at my TED Talk, you realize that I have been playing since I was 5 years old, but I am never going to be. And my professor dismissed me from the program because he was teaching Olympians and didn't felt that I had it. So I'm never going to see the likes of Notre Dame or Holy Name Cathedral or any of the Royal Albert Hall in London. But that doesn't mean I had to stop playing. So I want you to take some time to be able to think about, how do you know what you're good at? And how did you know the first time you were good at it? See, here's the cool thing about being kids. Don't let your kids listen if you're moms and dads. Kids don't know what they don't know, and they don't know this thing called fear. And all fear is an acronym, unless you know this: false evidence appearing real. As a kid, we don't know what we don't know. And so when we come out of the womb walking, we don't, right? We have to learn. And a kid, watch them walk. They giggle. They get up, they take a few steps, they fall down. And unless mom is there and unless they, hurt themselves in there, they kind of fall down and go, oh, well, that didn't work. All right, let's try something else. Because it's not the walking they want. They see the cookie that grandma has all over there, and walking is going to get them to that cookie faster. So, but think of it in there. They didn't have all the hangups we had about, oh my gosh, what are people going to think about me if I try this and I fail? Well, I don't know. What are people going to think of me if I become really, really good? I don't know. But kids will try, and sometimes kids will be bullied and they will shut themselves down and never try because they don't want to be not good at something. Well, Maxwell Gladwell will tell us it takes 10,000 hours to be an expert. How many of us are willing to be able to put in those 10,000 hours? Michael Jordan was, and he became the greatest of all time. Jackie Robinson was, he became the greatest of all time. Half the sports enthusiasm a little out of date with some of the newbies that are coming up, but think about what makes an expert. Think about what makes that prodigy. Are leaders born or made? You've got to make that choice on what it means for you. But think about if your parents, think about the parents of Michael Jordan, think about the parents of Mozart. What if they had never tried? What if they had never been nurtured to try and to keep trying until they became what the world has ever seen as the experts and the magical practitioners of their arts they have ever seen? What if you're the next wonder and you won't know if you try? What if it matters if you know at 5 or 50? Things to think about this week. So the theme is, are leaders born or made? And the question is, who do you want to be? And do you have that natural talent that needs to be nurtured? I know the things that I don't do well. Not going to happen. But I only knew them because I tried it and realized, yeah, this is uncomfortable. It doesn't come naturally. And I choose not to spend those 10,000 hours doing other things. Why? Because there are other things I like a whole lot better. But I didn't know until I tried. I've only been kayaking for 7 years because a friend of mine introduced me in California. And the minute I got off the plane, when I got back to Chicago, I went and bought one. And I've been kayaking ever since. And I can't wait to get in the water if it gets better because we've had rain so much that it fills my soul. And I don't care if I'm not good at it because it doesn't matter to anybody but me. Now, for some of the other things, it matters very much in what I'm good at that I can share with my world. We get to make those choices. So as I'm sitting here thinking, think about what Steve Farber said. It's amazing that he's never met a leader that wasn't born. And I kind of chuckled at. Pretty funny, actually. But the fact is, all leaders are born. The question is, what do you have a natural talent for? What do you have to work at? What do you want to be good at? And what are you going to say, yeah, I'm never going to be a skydiver. Not going to happen. Not jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. Mm-mm. But the point is I wouldn't have known kayaking, and that's only 7 years, and I'm in my late 50s, had a birthday yesterday. Uh, but it was really interesting to see what I've gravitated to. And now I wonder, what are all the things that I don't know I could be good at because I never tried because I was too afraid to? Whether it's afraid of heights, afraid of looking silly. I don't like to prove that gravity works, but I've always wanted to downhill ski, and now I wonder if I'm too late to the party because I'm not made of rubber like those young kids are, right? So think about these things, that how do you know what you're good at? And what are you going to look at your kids and your grandkids or yourself even later in life to be able to think about, are leaders born or made? Are basketball players born or made? Are fabulous skiers and Olympians born or made? Let's see if we can answer that question this week. I'm Dr. C. Good to see you. Have a fabulous week. It's only Wednesday and so much waits for us. I'll see you in the crowd. I'll see you around the quad this week. Take good care. Bye bye.